When this project first formed, way before I was in the band, it started as Teenage Sex. And that was a name that Caleb came up with initially because he was the only high schooler he knew that wasn't actually like sexually involved. And just the idea of sex for your first time as a teenager is like really awkward and something that you have weird introspective thoughts afterward. So it made sense as a name for like a punk band that deals with a lot of like personal issues. So it stuck for a great while as a band name, but one day when we were actually working on like some of the material for this album we have coming out, Caleb just came into practice after a cigarette break and told us that like he had been thinking about it for a while and wanted to change the name. And I think it's something that we had been joking about back and forth. You know, Caleb turned 20 last year. We joked about how, you know, there's not a teenager in the band anymore, so like Teenage Sex doesn't even apply. And I think with the material we've been writing for this album, there's definitely just a shift in mood. I don't think that there's anything different about the band, but it kind of does help mark that milestone in us growing, that we feel like the music deserves a name change.
I started writing and recording songs when I was 16, living at my mom's place in Curvin, which is like the little trailer park of like 85 people I grew up in. I eventually started talking to Eric from Loafers. He was like, I like your stuff. Do you have a band? And I was like, no, but I want to put one together. And he was like, my roommate Kevin plays bass and wants to be in a band. And I was like, is he cool? Yeah, he's pretty cool. All right, tell him he's in my band.
So I didn't even know I was in the band either.
Yeah, Eric just like walked into your room and was like, hey, I found you a band.
Yeah, he was like, hey, you're in a band now. And he was like, what? And he was like, yeah, it's called Teenage Sex. Just look it up. Listen to the stuff. He's going to come to practice. And I was like, okay.
And I showed up at the house. You immediately handed me a 40. And I was like, okay, welcome home. And it was you, me, and Bo, our friend Bo in Waco. And we recorded some stuff on the little 4-track. And I kind of just like taught y'all the songs I had. And that eventually like turned into me recording almost all the instruments on a little 12-song album that we put on Bandcamp just as a self-titled.
And then we went through a few more drummers.
We went through quite a few.
We went through a stage where we didn't have a drummer at all. And then we were just like desperately looking. And then, you know, this guy drops out of Rorschach just in time for us to ask him.
We've met Charlie like twice. Let's ask him to be in our band.
Of when you wrote it, just what you wrote down, the affidavit, and just how flagrant were your mistakes, your intentions. I fucking hate them. Now you got a restraining order on me, and I can't come within 100 feet. You were my house or the things where I used to sleep. I can't fucking believe. I can't complain now that you wrote it. It's on my mind now, the affidavit. And just how flagrant were your mistakes, your aspirations. I fucking hate them. Now you got a restraining order on me, and I can't come within 100 feet. You were my house or the things where I used to sleep. I can't fucking believe in anything. got a restraining order on me, and I can't come within 100 feet. You are my house or the thing where I used to sleep. I can't fucking believe. Seek out what I destroy.
After, it was like 2 weeks after I graduated high school, I moved to Waco from Curvin. I moved into Kevin's room, and we shared a bedroom for a while before I eventually got my own place.
Which is cute, but I don't know how you guys do that. These guys have shared a room a few times, and every time I'm just like, that man.
Me and Caleb just somehow do it. We get along.
Y'all
we
rock.
jerk off back
Dream
to back.
team. Yeah.
But I dropped out of school after half a semester. I was not feeling it. Me and Kevin actually dropped out of the same school.
McLennan Community College.
The home of the Highlanders.
Yeah, there it is.
But we all kind of caravanned ourselves, us and loafers, up to Dallas.
Slowly.
Yeah, and then we went on tour in 2017, like a 2-week West Coast tour, and then after that I moved to Denton, where me and Charlie now live. So I live in Denton now.
I also think part of the move to Dallas for these guys initially was involvement with Dreamy Life Records. I think that had a lot to do with moving to DFW.
Whenever we recorded that little first thing in our living room, pretty much, with Bo, we made a music video for Bite. We released that, and then the guys were from Dreamy Life were like, we have to record these guys.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a big step in us just getting our name up here even. And then once we got that, we just got a lot of support from like Sea Lion and
Party
Ward
Static.
Party Static, like all those guys were just like, y'all need to be up here.
I can't recognize. And I'm finding it hard to believe my own eyes. Promise if I start taking lives. I'll start with my brain and in my heart. Not worried I may cause the ones I love harm. I'm taking on a grisly shape. I cannot think, I only feeling.
recorded an EP with Dreamy Life after they got exposed to our stuff. We recorded at Cloudland in Fort Worth, their studio. We did Flavor Country, which was the first set of songs that like me and Kevin really wrote together. But we also, after that, got in touch with Yippee-Ki-Yay Records out of San Antonio and did a split release with Loafers. We each had 2 songs, and then we covered a Loafers song, and they covered one of ours. And
I think it was even 3 songs, right?
was it 3 apiece?
Yeah.
And then, yeah, okay.
Yeah, 3 apiece, because there was 8 songs in total.
Yeah, you're right. 3 songs of ours, and then we covered Why Not
By them, and then they covered
In My Heart,
Yeah.
which was a song of ours off Flavor Country. After the split with Loafers, we did another EP called Jesus Christ. Ricky from War Party actually recorded that one for us, and even played organ on it at one point. But that had the song Going Home Again, which kind of became the
direction of which we like started taking our stuff.
Yeah, like that more
sound.
mid-tempo, heavier, kind of louder guitar-based. Sad boy shit.
But luckily enough, Jesus Christ, also, we had those cassettes, which we gave to like a rep at a random show for State Fair, and they were like, we love this. So that's...
State Fair Records.
Yeah.
State Fair Records, Dallas,
State Fair
Texas.
Records. This album was just our new album, Everything I've Done So Far. It's just much more like mature, I would believe, than what we've put out before. Like we put just a lot more into our music now, and it's much more personal.
This is also just like when it comes to time frame, this is the most time we've ever had to work on an album, which was extremely amazing.
Well, it didn't last long, our goodbyes, never long enough for another night. It's already come, and by surprise, desk cold grip was way too tight. It's so cold.